The Apex Legends Season 9 patch notes are here with a swarm of new changes. A major note to consider comes in the form of a new weapon category that will now label the G7 Scout, 30-30 Repeater, Triple Take, and Bosek Bow as marksman weapons. The most immediate change to marksman weapons is the increased movement speed you're going to get while aiming down the sights. Then looking at the care package or the supplied drops, the Triple Take will replace the Peacekeeper. This means the marksman Triple Take will now come with a 9 ammo clip with 63 reserve shots. It's also had its fire rate increased from 1.2 to 1.3. The time to full charge has been reduced from 1.1 seconds to a flat 1 second. It'll briefly retain its charge after ADSing. And it has an increased spread while airborne and ADSing. And the Peacekeeper comes with a precision choke by default, which can be toggled on-off. Pellet damage has been reduced from 10 to 9, rechamber time increased from 0.9 to 1.1 seconds. Reload times increased. Regular from 2.45 to 2.5, empty from 3.35 to 3.5. The 30-30 repeater has had its leg damage multiplier increased from 0.75 to 0.85. The G7 Scout on the other hand has a slight nerf, increasing the hip fire spread to be more in line with other weapons of its class. The Wingman and Longbow had their headshot multiplier increased from 2.0 to 2.15 since the Skullpiercer is out of rotation. The Spitfire had its recoil controllability reduced early in its pattern, making it just a bit hard to aim in the opening shots. Respawn is still monitoring its power and will make changes accordingly. Meanwhile, the opposite can be said about the Havoc, which had its recoil controllability early in the pattern increased. Another broad change has been made, this time for assault rifles. All assault rifle headshot multipliers have been reduced from 2.0 to 1.75. Since this was already the case with the Hemlock, this is primarily going to affect the R301, Flatline, and Havoc. The Mozambique has a tighter pellet spread with the lower two projectiles, which should make it more useful, considering its magazine size has been upgraded from 4 to 6. If the change transfers to the new Arenas mode, then it could make for interesting gamma play. As for the P2020, Respawn are giving the gun increased bullet damage from 15 to 18 and lowering the fire rate from 8.5 to 6.25. Moving on to hop-ups, both the Hammerpoint and Skullpiercer hop-ups have been vaulted in Season 9. Apex players will now find Shatter Caps and Deadeye's Tempo. The Shatter Caps will be equipable to the 30-30 Repeater and Bosek Bow, giving them a toggle fire that splits rounds into a blast pattern. With Deadeye's Tempo firing at the perfect moment increases fire rate and will be available for the Sentinel as well as the Bosek. Season 9 Legacy has a new rotation for the fully kitted weapons that can be acquired in the game. The new golden weapons for this season will be the Wingman, Bosek Bow, R99, Hemlock, and the Sentinel. Another change is to Arc Stars, since Respawn removed the aim and movement slow from the initial stick. It's still going to be a death blow for people that get stuck. Crate weapon drop rates are getting rebalanced. The Kraber will be spawning less often in the early game and more often as we get to the middle of a match. The Triple Take will be more common in the early game and the Prowler will be seen a lot in the late game. That's all I've got for you about the weapon changes coming in Season 9.